Guys, it is November 12th. It is 1:54 p.m. I just want to come on here. I'm sorry, I don't know if you heard the cracking or not, but I just want to come on here, basically talk about becoming without breaking ourselves. I know a lot of the time when we're trying to become better, we kind of forget about who we were before and kind of turn into something else without even knowing. So I kind of just want to give my opinion on it and what I've been through and what helped me kind of switch the motive back to becoming a better version of myself instead of becoming someone who I'm not or just breaking, you know what I mean? Um, yeah, so that first thing I want to talk about is really just becoming better without becoming someone else because I know a lot of the time when we are becoming better, we're having to change our habits and change the things that we used to do, which makes it seem like we're trying to change ourselves. But in reality, the world that we were put into made those for us. Like we had to do the things we had to do in the past because our surroundings around us. But once we get a little older, we're able to actually do what we want. You know what I mean? Like I know for me, um, smoking weed's one. Uh, Wasting time is a really big one for me. Like I don't want to say like doing hobbies and stuff is a waste of time, but like video games, doom scrolling's a really bad one for me. But I'm getting better at it actually. But it's just sometimes I don't know what to do, so I end up just doom scrolling, you know. And then sometimes like my brain is overworked, so all I want to do is relax. But then I think doom scrolling is relaxing, but it's really not because you're consistently getting dopamine from fake dopamine from your phone, so it's consistently working your brain without you even knowing. So it feels like you're relaxing, but you're really still working your brain the same way you would if you were trying to learn something new or something, you know. But just remembering that the habits that we're trying to break really aren't our habits. They were just habits that were given to us because of the surroundings that we were in. Um, and remembering who you were before you were forced to do those habits. Because I know for me, I was a very closed off person, a very like non-emotional, very unempathetic person. So it was like that was me in the past, but then I'm not gonna lie, smoking weed did help me like break that a little bit. The empathy part's a little harder for me right now because I don't know if it's even a empathetic thing because so many people try and like, oh, this happened to me, so I couldn't do this, or this happened, so I'm just here now. But something happens to every single person, no matter if it's big to you, big to them, small to them. It's the one of the biggest things that's happened to you. And everyone thinks that, oh, since it's big to me, but it's not big to you. Oh, it's still big to me, so it's my world. I had to do it. You know what I mean? Like it happened to me, so I have to live through it, or I just have to be this way because this happened to me. But you gotta think about so many things are happening to so many other people day in and day out that you don't know about. So for you to say that, oh, my problems are bigger than yours is crazy to say because you don't know what that person's life is at all. You just know you know who they are in this time and moment right now. You don't know what they are in that time and moment when they are struggling, when they did go through those bad things. You have no idea. So that's why you have to remember who you are and not who other people are and not trying to become someone else because you don't know who those people really are. You see the good things in them when they're in front of you because they're showing you what they want you to see. But you don't know what that person does in the background. So you have to remember that we're trying to become a better version of ourselves. We're not trying to become a better person. We're not trying to become a new, better person. We're just trying to become a better person of ourselves. And healing doesn't mean forgetting who you are. So basically, the same thing. Going back to that, just remembering that we're trying to heal the things that we didn't want to be put into, but we were put into because we just had no choice. So we're trying to heal that part. We're not trying to heal who we are or whatever we are because we are still the person that we were. We're just needing to heal from the things that happened to us that we didn't want to happen. I think I hope that makes sense to you. I don't know how else to explain that because I know for me in my past, a lot of things happened that clouded who I was. So then I thought that became who I was, but it's really not. What situations and circumstances that happen to us aren't who we are. It's just things that we have to go through and deal with in our life that adds to our character, yes, but it doesn't determine who we are. So that's what it means when people say what happens to you doesn't define who you are, but it builds the character of who you are, because once again, it does not determine who you are, because that's not you. That's the circumstances that we were in that we did not want to be in. Someone's calling me right now. One second. Don't remember where I was, but now I got a gym partner to go hit leg day with. Ciao. My boy is about to lock in. Because I called him before this, but then he didn't answer, so then he just called me back, and yeah. Um, but yeah, I know I was on the topic of healing doesn't mean forgetting who you are, but I feel like a lot of the time when we're like becoming a better person, a better version of ourselves, we have to put ourselves in a different perspective of other people, because we know who we were before. So it's hard for us. I feel like, at least for myself, I catch myself feeling a lot of imposter syndrome because I know where my background is. So I know that I shouldn't be in these places that I'm at. You know what I mean? But I've realized now that I'm like my own person now, and that stuff doesn't define who I am once again. But yeah, just remembering we're trying to heal ourselves, not become a new person. Where, of course, you want to become a new person, like people are gonna see you differently, but to yourself, you know who you are. You're just a better version of who you were in the past. And then once again, you don't need to reinvent yourself; just return to you. So once again, we don't have to become a different person, but we have to remember who we were before all this bad stuff happened. And we have to come back to that person and show that person now that, oh, we're not defined by these anymore. Now let's go and become better. And then it skyrockets from there. Because once you're able to break the I don't want to say break trauma from what happened in the past, but be able to realize that it doesn't define you anymore. That's when it's like, okay, now I use that stuff as motivation. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I use my trauma as motivation, because when I do, I once again have that imposter syndrome, and then I'm like, wow, I should not be here at all. Let me show them why I should be here. You know what I mean? Because that has happened so much to me. Like, just doing these job interviews and like trying to get into stuff, like I'm getting what I want, but I'm not even qualified to do it. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. Um, but what does it mean to be authentic in a world that rewards pretending? So like I was saying, like you have to put yourself into different shoes when you're doing things. Like you really do have to pretend to be something else when you are trying to become something in this world. That's why with like a lot of rich people, like they have to pretend 24/7 like they're this higher person than who they actually are, because that is what the world rewards. The corporate world, the government world, the love world, the relationship world, any world you think about in this life rewards pretending. Think about hookup culture, think about interviews, thinking about resumes, thinking about corporate jobs, thinking about trying to request time off. Like you've had moments where you've had to lie about what you're doing with your time requested off your what is it, PTO? Dude, what is a PTO? Like, don't pay time off, brother. Don't even get me started. Just working in general just does not make sense to me. Like it does not make sense. I don't even want to get into that though, because but it has really it this like becoming an adult really has made me realize that this world really is the matrix. Like everything valuable in this world is numbers. Think about how much you get paid, your hourly rate, salary, whatever you want to say, social security number, insurance policy numbers, ID numbers, phone numbers, gamer tags, what else? Let me look around here. Let me look around here. Let me look around here. Time, mathematics. Let's see what else is on this. This poster helps me out sometimes. Um, um, I can't serial numbers, VIN numbers, whatever numbers like whatever is valuable to someone has to do with numbers. Prices, inflation, everything has to do with numbers. This is literally a matrix. And when I say that to people, they think I'm joking. Like they really do think I'll randomly say to people, I'm like, "Do you know this is a matrix?" Like I swear to you, I will randomly say that to people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I already know," and then just laugh it off. But I'm like, do you like really know, or are you just like joking around saying that? Like I'm saying it in my head, but I'm like, yeah. It's like, and I probably sound crazy to you guys because you guys are probably the same way, or maybe you're not, and you actually agree with me. I don't know, but it's like it really is a matrix to me. It really is, and I'm ready to break out. Like I'm ready to, you know, what's that one? Rocket boots something. The kid with the really red boots. I don't know why I have this image of him going like this and breaking through a ceiling, but that's what I'm thinking about right now. Like I can't wait to be pow and straight through and then just be free in life, bro. That's why I really want to like when I settle down with wife and kids and everything, I want to move out the country because I know that's settling down. Like that's real settling down. Like if you're settling down in the US, it's going to be rough because we're in the matrix. This is the matrix. Like um and why it's okay to slow down when everyone else is rushing. I feel like this goes for any aspect in life of like work, career, relationships, family, anything. Everyone's always trying to get to the next thing. But when you're actually able to slow down and take a step back from everything and realize that, oh, like I don't have to rush. Like the society has formed, social media has formed all this like quick, 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 quick. But in reality, that's just not how it works. Like think about why the government makes everyone go, 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 so that they don't have to so they can't sit down and question what's really going on. Like think about okay, with these like Epstein's files and all this and this Israel stuff and all that stuff going on, they're using that to hide everything else that's going on. Like I remember something, I can't remember what it was. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can't remember what it was. But there was something that happened the day that Trump's files were gonna get leaked, like the Epstein files that Trump was in were gonna get leaked. They deferred laws and like did not pass them the day that happened because the voting. Oh, that's what it was. The voting of whatever was happening that got deferred was happening the same day that Epstein files were talked about. So it changed everyone's perspective to the Epstein files because people already know what that is, but the mass majority of society knows what that is, but they don't know what that policy that was deferred. They don't know what that is. So when it was deferred and that was a real thing that people like it was something that was needed in this country, they had the Epstein files come out and everything so that you were distracted from that. And it was like, oh, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? And you're worrying about that. Boom, 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 gotta keep going, keep going. And then you're worrying about the Epstein files, then you gotta go to work, and then you got your family back at home, and then you got your loved one at home or whatever it is at home. Then you gotta do all that. So you're pushed into this, and then 9 to 5s, everything happening. You gotta sit at this 9 to 5 and work for 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, whatever it is. And then you gotta go home and you gotta go work out and then you gotta go think for yourself too. Then you gotta learn and then you gotta create. So it's like this world and a lot of people don't even do that. A lot of people just work their 9 to 5 because oh, I need to have a job. I need to have a lot of money because everyone else does. Most people, if you are in my age range, most of the people that you think that have money do not really have money, bro. Like really think about it. It's money coming from your parents. It's money coming from yeah their job or if they even have a job. And like it's a very small percentage of people who actually have a lot of money in this age range. And I'm 20, so if you want to say what like 18 to 25, 26, somewhere around there, like come on, come on. But just remembering to slow down and actually think for yourself, because a lot of people fall to like conforming to what they don't even know what they're conforming to, just because they're so fast paced that they just like, okay, that sounds good, let me agree, and then go do it, and then they have no idea what they're actually getting themselves into. But if you actually take a step back and think about the opportunity you have here, the opportunity you have here, the opportunity you have here, here, wherever it is, take a step back and think about all the opportunities and think what actually works for you and what fits your lifestyle. Do not fit your lifestyle around your job or whatever opportunity you are. Fit the opportunity into your lifestyle, because remember that we have to continue to be ourselves. Yes, there's going to be times where you have to give up, you have to sacrifice something. Something is going to have to be sacrificed, but you have to seriously make the confirmation in your head and make the right choice to what's worth sacrificing. You know what I mean? And sometimes things are they there are worth sacrificing, but are hard to sacrifice. You know what I mean? But that's when you have to take the step back and be able to actually realize what is worth sacrificing and what's not. So, and you have to be able to do that by taking a step back and slowing down, because if you're rushing it all, you're going to make the wrong decision. Yes, you're going to make the wrong decision no matter what you do. But when you're making the wrong decision and it's a calculated wrong decision, you're learning from that decision. You're not failing. But if you're to rush into a thing over and over and over again, then I feel like that's, yes, you're gaining experience from that, but with you rushing, are you really gaining experience with it? Because you rushing into it, you rushing into the next thing is going to make you forget everything that you just learned. So if you're able to slow down a little bit and say, hey, okay, I like this, I like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. And then that's for one opportunity. Then the same thing. I like this. I like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't. Then for another opportunity, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. If you were to rush, you could make that decision. You could make that decision for the I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, just because whoever's talking about the opportunity or whatever you're reading about the opportunity sounds good. But you know what you do and don't like. Sometimes you don't with work and everything, but you know what you do and don't like. So when that's happening, why would you ever choose that? Because you were rushing and you were going to the first thing that sounded good instead of taking the step back and slowing down and actually thinking about what you really want to do. The government does not want you to think. They do not want you to think at all. They want you to just conform to everything that they're saying. Just like all these corporations are doing the exact same thing. They don't care what you're doing. You're a number to them, but they want you to conform to what they're doing. You know what I mean? So just remember that like we have free will. We do have free will. A lot of the time we forget that because we are rushing and we're trying to get shit done. But a lot of the time you're getting shit done for other people. Especially at this age right now. Like I'm trying to go back to school to become a therapist, and I know it's going to take me years to actually do what I want to do. But I know that I have to help someone else make their dream come true by working these meaningless 9 to 5s and all this, and like just so I can sustain myself through school and just be able to, do everything that I need. But there's going to be a time that comes where I am working in my dream and someone's going to be doing the same thing for me. And I'll be able to actually make it an enjoyable experience and not be just using them as a number. Like I'm actually going to care for these people. And because I know what it is to not be cared for and you have no help. Like it's a whole deeper, it just keeps going, but we can get into that another time. And I'll let you know, like I lost everything about me, like okay, I don't want to say I lost it all, but I lost almost everything about me when I was trying to be better and become a different person. Like when I was doing insurance, once again, the most successful I have ever been in my life, the most I've ever experienced in my life was doing insurance. Like one time they flew us out to Florida. Um, we went on a few like work trips for a week. So like we were in Dayton a few times and Toledo, Michigan. Um, worked in Pennsylvania a lot. I lived in Pennsylvania while I was doing insurance for a little bit. Made a crazy amount of money that I should not have been making because I made so many wrong decisions with my money. But went on so many trips. I went to so many WWE events. Bro, WWE is my favorite thing in the world. and I was able to go, I would say in the year I did it, in the year I did insurance, I would say I went to at least six, seven, like six, seven different WWE events. Then all the concerts I went to, bro, I went to Tyler the Creator twice, once in Cleveland, once in Philly. Um, Denzel Curry, Don Tolliver, Ski Master Slump God, um, 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 whole bunch of jazz clubs, those WWE events. So that's another handful. Dude, I went to SummerSlam in New Jersey this year. It was the first two-night event ever in SummerSlam history. Bro, it was actually the best thing I've ever experienced in my life. It was crazy. But while I was doing that, I was my working my ass off and forgetting about who I actually was. Like I was doing all this. I was going to work, working out, going to all these work events, had all these Zooms that we had to do. Like almost every day. There was a Monday Zoom, there was a phone call every morning, then there was a Monday, Wednesday, Friday Zoom, and then Tuesday night training. So after you got off of work, you had to go back to work and get on these Zooms until you had to do your job. Which is training, yeah, I understand, and it helps a lot, but it gets repetitive week in and week out when they're telling you to do the same thing. You know what I mean? Then Monday breakfasts, and then work events we always had, like we went to Top Golf, a whole bunch of stuff. So it was like I was doing all of this and forgetting about myself that like I was not happy at all. I just told you all that stuff that I did and I was doing, and I was not happy at all. Like I was still coming home no matter if I had a good day or not at work. I was still coming home like dreading just being alive, literally. And then thinking about I got to go do it again tomorrow. And it was just like it was terrible. But that was me, like almost lost everything about myself because whenever I was working, obviously I could not be myself while I was working because you have to conform. When you're doing in sales, you have to conform and like kind of camouflage into whoever you're sitting with. So I couldn't be myself. Then I couldn't be myself in front of work coworkers. Then I couldn't be myself on Zoom calls because it was just sitting there like taking everything in. And then I was not, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I was not single the whole time I was doing insurance. Like I think maybe a few months, but after that I was in a relationship when I started. Well, it was in school and then I did it and we were together while I was doing insurance. Then we broke up, and then maybe like 3 months later, I got another girlfriend. So it was like, and then yes, you can be yourself with your partner, but obviously when you're in a relationship with someone, you don't want to dive in fully. And I realized too, I did like jump into relationships because I was once again not myself. So I was always thinking that I had to go like reach out for something, which I know I don't have to anymore because I'm like I know who I am within. But it was I was doing that and I realized I jumped into relationships with people I like really shouldn't have jumped into it with, you know what I mean? Just because it was there, you know? And I hate to say that, but like I really hope she never sees this, but I like I love and care for everyone I have like that has been in my life, but well, the people that obviously we've made a relationship and like a bond with, yes, but there's a time and place where you come to the realization that you guys really shouldn't. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't understand that. They do not understand that, but I understand that, and that's all that matters. If you get mad, you get mad. You know. Um, but just like staying real in fake spaces. So like even when I'm at work now, like I work I'm a brand ambassador for this window and door company now. So obviously I'm talking to a whole bunch of people still and I'm having to put that little face on. But I throw my own personality into it. You know what I mean? Like I say the script and everything, but I throw my own twist on it because that's throwing me into it. You know what I mean? And then any coworkers that are around, like I'm talking to them normally, like we're actually able to have real conversation instead of just like the chit chat, you know. I actually met this really, I wouldn't say cool, but she's definitely like she has her eyes open, you know what I mean? But she might have her eyes open too much and it's just you know what I mean? Yeah. But she was pretty cool and like we were able to have a good conversation and stuff, but yeah. But yeah, just staying real in fake places. So like just being you. Just like being able to say your opinion, act the way you want to act, like being you and not having to worry about what's going on around you. Obviously, you have I hate saying like broad terms because I understand it, but I don't want you guys to think that I'm meaning something differently. So I have to get better at that. But just remembering who you really are and what you really like and not conforming to your surroundings around you. Because I know a lot of the time, like even going out or something, I realized I would do a lot of things that I normally would not do because I was out and I wanted to like fit in. But then I realized I don't have to do that at all. Like there's no point in doing that. So yeah, just and because like when you're the realest version of yourself, no matter where you are, these things that we're gonna lose in our life were not meant to be in our life in the first place. And the things that are gonna come into our life, we are attracting because we are being our own self. And the frequency that we have that we're on leads to that attraction in our life. And just having like check-in moments with yourself. So like a lot of the times when maybe out in public or at work or something like that, and you're feeling like overwhelmed, once again, be able to slow down and take a step back. Like, okay, I might be feeling this right now, but I know this isn't me. And being able to actually, I don't. Okay, let me. I wrote more notes. I have my note app, but that's just like it's. I wouldn't say even paraphrase it. It's just bullet points of like the topics that I want, and I remember most of the topics in my head. But like I remember the more in depth things that I have, but this one's a little iffier. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. So check-in moments, just quick reminders to pause and reflect on whether you're still aligned with yourself. So like when you're in these like fake moments that we need to be in, so like work or like social events or anything like that, and and I know I'm saying like you have to be this fake person, but you don't really have to. But obviously, when you're making a first impression on someone or something, like people are putting on the front. Like you're talking. My mom actually told me this. Like get to put this in good perspective for me. Like the first few times you're talking to someone, you're talking to their what is it? Their representative. Like you're talking to the representative. You're not talking to the actual person because when you first meet someone you're like you're talking to the person that they're putting on. You're talking to that fake that mask. You're talking to their mask, and we have to be. I just that was just a sidetrack because I wanted to describe more of what I was meaning by like having to conform to things sometimes. Because when you first do things, and when you first do things, once again you have to show that. Well, a lot of people think they have to show that representative, but really you don't. Like this person's gonna like you or they're not. So why would I try and fake myself and come to find out we build a bond and everything and we really don't like each other? You know what I mean? So just reminding yourself to take a step back and be like, okay, am I still me? Like, is this still what I want to do? Because a lot of the time once again, I know for me at least, I catch myself conforming to things sometimes that I don't really want to, but I have to in the moment because once again, we're in a lot of things that we can't control right now in this time frame that we're in. But just check in with yourself every once in a while. But that takes slowing down as well because you can't keep rushing, and not being able to sit down with yourself and really know if you're still in alignment with what you really want to do. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go hit the gym with my boy. And yeah, it's leg day, so wish me luck. I hope you guys have a good rest of your hump day. You're gonna be seeing this on no, Thursday actually. I'm shooting this on Wednesday. But you'll see it on Thursday. I hope you guys have a good rest of your Thursday. Next thing you know is Friday, then the weekend. Let's go. I got um I got a meeting with the counselor from this college on Friday to like talk about all the situation that's going on, and she actually has the same degrees that I want to go for, so I'm feeling really good about it. Wish me luck on this. Um, yeah, I don't like asking for like luck and stuff, but we're a community. So I wish you guys luck on everything that you guys got going on. I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend too. And I'll see you guys soon. Good things are on the way. Good things are coming.